You have a birthday age, and then there is another age that your body does not print on a cake. One is how many years you have lived, the other is how old your cells are behaving. In a recent human study, a very specific way of eating helped a group of middle-aged men shift that second number. Their biological age moved in a younger direction in only 8 weeks. Today, I want to show you 5 everyday foods that were strongly linked with those changes in biological age markers. No miracles, no magic powders, just real food, used in a very intentional way. I am Dr. Vitas, this is Xenovitas, and together we are going to walk through what this study really found, how these 5 foods may influence your aging biology, and how you can apply this in your own kitchen without turning your life into a laboratory experiment. What biological age really means. When we talk about reversing aging in this video, we are not talking about turning back time on a calendar. We are talking about biological age. Biological age is an estimate of how old your body appears to be on the inside. Researchers use patterns on your genetic material and other biological markers to calculate this. Imagine it as a score that reflects how much wear and tear is present in your cells, your blood vessels, your brain, and your organs. 2 people can both be 55 years old, but one body can behave more like 48 and the other more like 60. In the study that inspired this episode, the researchers measured changes in that deeper cellular age before and after the nutrition plan. That is why these 5 foods matter. They are not changing the number on your passport. They are part of a pattern that can influence the speed of your internal aging signal. The study and methyl adaptogen foods. The study that captured so much attention followed a group of middle-aged men for 8 weeks. One group continued with their usual habits. The other group followed a structured lifestyle program. It included a plant-forward eating pattern, gentle movement, stress reduction practices, and specific foods that the researchers called methyl adaptogens. At the end of the 8 weeks, the group following this program showed an average reduction in biological age of just over 3 years compared to the control group. That does not mean they became 3 years younger in reality. It means their biological age marker moved in a younger direction. When the researchers looked more closely, they found something interesting. Within that broader lifestyle program, there was a cluster of foods that showed a strong and independent relationship with the changes in biological age. These foods seem to support more favorable patterns on the genetic switches that control how your genes behave. Those are the 5 foods we will focus on today. Realistic expectations and safety. Before we dive into the 5 foods, we need to ground our expectations. This was a small study in a specific group of people over a short period of time. It does not prove that these foods will have the same effect in every person, in every situation, for the rest of their life. What it does give us is a strong signal that nutrition can influence the patterns on our genetic material that relate to aging. It also reminds us that food works together with movement, sleep, and stress, not in isolation. Nothing you hear in this episode replaces medical guidance. If you take medications, have chronic diseases, or are pregnant, always speak with your healthcare provider before making large dietary changes. With that in place, let us explore how 5 familiar foods may help your cells behave in a younger way. Food 1. Turmeric and the golden signal. Our first food is turmeric. This golden spice has been used in traditional cooking for centuries, and modern research has focused on a compound inside it called curcumin. Curcumin appears to calm inflammatory pathways and reduce oxidative pressure on cells, both of which are linked with faster aging. In the study we are discussing, turmeric was part of the methyl adaptogen group. Higher intake of these foods was associated with larger shifts in biological age. The idea is that compounds in turmeric can gently influence the way chemical tags sit on your genetic material, helping to nudge it towards patterns that are seen in younger biological states. The power of turmeric does not require an extreme approach. A modest, regular intake built into meals is a more realistic and sustainable way to use this spice as part of a long-term, slow aging pattern. How to use turmeric in real life. The question is always the same. How do I actually use this in my life? With turmeric, the simplest answer is to make it a quiet daily presence rather than a rare event. You can add a small spoonful of turmeric powder to soups, stews, and roasted vegetables. You can stir it into a warm drink with a source of fat and a pinch of black pepper to help your body absorb more of its active compounds. If you enjoy cultural cuisines that already use turmeric, such as many Indian dishes, lean into those patterns more often. If you are new to the taste, start very small and give your palate time to adapt. The goal is not one huge dose once a month, but a gentle, steady signal to your biology over many years. Food 2. Rosemary, the aromatic guardian. Our second food is rosemary. Many people see it as a simple garnish, but it is a surprisingly powerful plant. Rosemary contains several natural compounds that help neutralize damaging molecules and calm inflammatory signals. These actions are important because chronic low-level inflammation and oxidative stress are both connected with faster biological aging. In the study, rosemary joined turmeric as part of the methyl adaptogen group. The more often participants included these kinds of herbs and spices, the more their biological age scores tended to shift in a favorable direction. Rosemary offers an aromatic way to layer these benefits onto everyday meals. Food 3. Garlic and vascular longevity. The third food is garlic. This is one of the most studied culinary plants for cardiovascular health. When you crush or chop garlic, it releases sulfur-containing compounds that can support healthier blood pressure, more favorable cholesterol profiles, and more stable inflammatory signaling. All of these factors matter for how quickly or slowly your body ages. In the trial that inspired this episode, greater intake of garlic as part of the methyl adaptogen pattern was associated with larger reductions in biological age markers. Garlic will not make you ageless, but it can become a quiet ally for your arteries and your aging process when you use it consistently. If you have bleeding disorders or take blood-thinning medication, it is important to discuss higher garlic intake with your doctor. For many people, however, 1 or 2 cloves used in cooking each day is a simple and flavorful strategy. Food 4. Berries, colorful cell protectors. Our fourth food is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and similar fruits are rich in deep natural pigments called anthocyanins. These compounds act as antioxidants and help to balance inflammatory responses inside the body. They also appear in research on heart health, brain function, and metabolic stability, all of which are closely connected with aging. In the methyl adaptogen analysis, higher intake of berries was linked with greater improvements in biological age markers. Think of berries as colorful shields that help protect your cells from some of the daily wear and tear that comes from life in a modern environment. The beautiful part is that you do not need anything exotic. A simple cup of mixed berries most days can be a powerful pattern over time, especially when it replaces more processed sugary snacks. Food 5. Green tea and oolong tea. The fifth item is not technically a food, but it behaves like one in your biology. Green tea, and in some cases oolong tea, are rich in natural compounds called catechins. These molecules help reduce oxidative stress, influence metabolic pathways, and may gently shift patterns on your genetic material that relate to aging and brain health. In the research we are drawing from, people who drank more of these teas as part of the methyl adaptogen group tended to experience larger reductions in biological age measures. Again, this is not proof of direct cause, but it is a compelling link between a simple daily drink and cellular aging signals. Replacing 1 or 2 sugary drinks or extra coffees with green tea during the day is a practical way to explore this habit without overwhelming your system with caffeine. Bringing the 5 foods into one day. Now let us bring this together in a way that fits real life. Rather than obsessing over exact servings from the study, think in terms of a gentle daily checklist. In the morning, you might start your day with a cup of green tea and a bowl of yogurt or oats topped with berries. At lunch, you could have a salad or a warm grain bowl that includes garlic and a sprinkle of rosemary in the dressing or roasted vegetables. At dinner, you might cook your main protein with a turmeric-based spice blend, again with garlic and herbs, and finish the evening with another cup of green or oolong tea if your body tolerates it. None of this requires perfection. What matters is that most days, your body sees these signals repeated. Colorful plant pigments, aromatic herbs, supportive spices, and polyphenol-rich tea. Over months and years, those repeated signals are what shape your biological story, what you can and cannot expect. It is tempting to hear a headline about reversing biological age and imagine dramatic transformations. The truth is more modest and, in many ways, more empowering. You are not instantly becoming younger. Instead, you are influencing thousands of tiny decisions inside your cells that add up over time. You may not feel a sudden shift after a week of turmeric and green tea. What you might notice over months is steadier energy, more stable digestion, clearer thinking, and improvements in the numbers your doctor tracks, such as blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol. Remember that the study combined these foods with movement, restorative sleep, and stress management. If you add the foods but ignore the rest of your life, you are leaving a lot of potential on the table. The most powerful message from this research is that your biology is listening to your daily routine. These 5 foods are just some of the most promising messengers we know right now. We have covered a lot of ground. You have seen how a small but carefully designed study suggested that a specific lifestyle pattern could move biological age markers in a younger direction, and how 5 simple foods stood out within that pattern. Turmeric, rosemary, garlic, berries, and green tea are not magic. They are levers. When you pull them consistently alongside movement, sleep, and stress care, you give your body a stronger chance to age more slowly from the inside out. If you want a simple way to start, choose one of these foods and make it a daily habit for the next month. Once that feels natural, add a second. You do not need to change everything at once. If this episode helped you see aging as something you can influence, not just endure, consider subscribing and sharing it with someone who wants more healthy years, not just more years. For a deeper understanding of how your genetic material itself changes with time, watch our episode on telomeres next. I am Dr. Vitas, this is Xenovitas, and our biology is listening carefully to every choice you make. I will see you in the next video.